Hi Sagittarius, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot here with your April 2019 reading. This month I'm reading with Smith-Rider-Waite because I love it and it's a classic. I know a lot of people actually don't connect with this deck a super lot, and I feel like I go through phases with it where I do and I don't. But anyway, you don't need my personal history with this deck. I'm just going to get into your reading, which is a 3-card spread. And in the position of your first cards, you, which is what to focus on this month, you drew the 4 of Cups. Reversed, clearly. So it seems this month you're not, I mean, clearly in this image, there's someone who has their arms folded, kind of scowling, looking at the ground, and they have a few cups, and then sort of like this universal hand is leaping up to give them another cup, and they're like, nah, don't want it. And so the way this card is often interpreted is that you're being a little bratty, to oversimplify, and that you're not kind of like counting your blessings and you're not seeing this opportunity for what it is. However, another interpretation, which is Lindsay Mack's interpretation, and could be others, but I've not heard others, is that you're really just full. Sometimes we're at capacity, and you know, if we're thinking about it in quite a literal way of eating a meal or, you know, drinking drinks, but drinks tend not to be filling, so it works more with the food metaphor. So if we're eating a meal and we could have gone into the meal really hungry, and then it could have been delicious and we ate it up, and then someone puts another entree in front of us and it's like, oh, I mean, that's delicious. There's nothing wrong with it. That's good food. Someone should eat it, but it can't be me because I'm full now. I'm done. And to eat it would actually be pretty gross. I think we've all had an experience, or not all, I won't say that. That's presumptuous, but I think many of us have had an experience where we've overeaten, and it's not a good feeling, right? It's a gross feeling. It's the opposite of feeling satisfied and good about the, you know, like what just happened. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing a little bit more this month for you, in the reversal of this card. And so I would just say, if you're getting kind of like peer pressured into something that everyone's saying is an opportunity, but you're not feeling like it is, and like, you know yourself best. And while it's not to say that people don't have useful advice and can't, you know, bring things to you and offer a perspective that's helpful, like, yeah, totally, people do that all the time and we need it a lot, but no one can ultimately tell you what's best for yourself. Only you know what it's like to be you. What your limits are, what you find enjoyable, and I think people get kind of like stuck in that definition for themselves and then want to project it onto everyone a lot. And so they're trying to do what's in your best interest without realizing that it's actually just their vision of a best interest that's personal to them that they're applying to humanity. And we're too unique to, you know, we're all like different people and just can't function that universally, which is good because things would be really boring otherwise, although maybe much happier, I don't know. But so if you're feeling any kind of pressure to do something, it's Cups, could be love. Someone could be like this, you know, people could be telling you, like, if you're, like, maybe you're feeling kind of lukewarm about the person you've been seeing, and your friends are like, this person's really good for you, this person's really good for you, this person does this for you, it's so much better than the last person you're seeing. Like, okay, that could all be true. And it's maybe useful that they pointed out those things, but you can't just make yourself love someone because it's a good idea on paper, you know? So, and I mean, that's a specific example to love, but it obviously can apply to a lot of things. Cups are emotions, and so it's really just how you feel about anything. Sorry, I have a bit of background noise. I'm hoping that I'm trying to speak louder so that not only will my voice be louder than the background noise, but so that when I use the auto equalizer, it'll make that quieter. Anyway, in your position of what to set aside, you drew the Ten of Pentacles reversed. What are you doing? Because the Ten of Pentacles it's a 10, so it's the final step in that suit, in the suit of Pentacles. It's a really good scene. It's a scene of this family. There's a man who's growing old. We can only presume that's supposed to be us, surrounded by loved ones. So many grapes. All the grapes you could ever want. There's a dog. It's abundance, and it's the contentment we feel from abundance. So it's not necessarily mental happiness, but it's also recognizing that, you know, because they say money can't buy happiness, but money can buy a lot of comfort still. And that's kind of what the Ten of Pentacles is, but it's reversed. It's also in your set aside, though. So the cards are asking you to ask yourself and examine what it is that could be holding you back from getting here. And I mean, this is sort of a life goal for all of us, right? With some exception, probably not many of us feel like we've ever existed in you know, the upright state of this, but, you know, still in pursuit of living a life that's more like the upright Ten of Pentacles. Is there something we've been doing to self-sabotage? Because it's coming up in the reverse. And that could honestly be, that could be trying to live up to other people's expectations, right? Because of course we're not going to be able to get to our own personal, you know, grapevine garden if we're so stuck doing what other people tell us we should be doing, in pursuit of their goals and what makes them happy and their own personal grapevine garden. So it does seem to be like a bit of a recurring theme this month of separating the things you want for your life from the things that others think you should have. And that can definitely be a family thing. Friends, yes. Colleagues, sometimes, sure. But that can very much be a family expectation. So if your family has been kind of riding you because you're not living your life like you need to, this could be a good month to like really accept that you don't have to live up to whatever standards they set. And it's okay to tell them that too. To set those boundaries for yourself so that you're not like being told over and over again, why aren't you, like, when are you gonna get married or whatever. I know that's a big one for a lot of people. So yeah, so set those expectations aside. Set set other people's expectations of you, and what should make you happy aside. And then finally, in your position of additional consideration, you drew the Nine of Swords, which is the anxiety card. This person is clearly unhappy. They're unable to sleep. In fact, it seems that they've woken up from a nightmare and are just kind of like despairing over it. Based on the rest of your reading, because that's kind of how I end up interpreting the additional consideration card, based on the earlier part of your reading, it seems like other people are making you really unhappy, and you don't want to get to a point where it's driving your life in this way, where you can't sleep, where it's potentially making you mentally and or physically ill. Like, it's not a way to live. Certainly not to put up a front for other people about something that's not even going to ultimately make you happy, because you have to live for yourself. And this is no bueno. It's unsustainable. And why would, even if it was sustainable to live like this, why would you want to, right? It's terrible. So just, I don't think that you're necessarily in that stage, but it's a cautionary tale to prevent you from getting there. And if you are there, it's saying you do not have to be here. You can remove yourself. So that's it for your reading, Sag. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I upload all of the videos for the signs before the 1st of every month. And if you click on the bell icon after subscribing, you'll be automatically notified as soon as I do that. So that's it, Sag. Have a good April. Set those boundaries for yourself, and I hope to see you back in May. Bye.